On page 517, we're going to start looking at chapter 14. And chapter 14 is going to be on purchasing and inventory. So when you have to actually buy the inventory that you have. One of the things that we have is called trade discounts. Okay. Most vendors make available a catalog on the internet, paper copy, or both, from which your business can buy merchandise. The catalog includes the description and the list price or catalog price of each item that the supplier sells. The list price is generally the price which you may sell the item. You usually purchase the item at a trade discount, which is a discount from the list price. The trade discount rate is the amount of the discount expressed as a percent. The net price is the price you actually pay for the item. To give you an example, when I worked at Sears in the Tire Center, in the Auto Center, we don't stock parts. Okay? We'd stock struts and shocks and tires, and that's about it. Okay? So if your car came in there and you needed a tie rod end or a ball joint or something like that, we didn't stock those. So what I'd have to do is I'd have to call Napa and say, I need this for this vehicle. They said, all right, we'll send it over. And what that would come on the list would be, or what would come on the invoice would be how much we paid for it and how much we needed to charge the customer. So it would give me the net price, and then it would also give me the list price. So therefore I'd have to charge them. So for instance, a ball joint might only cost me $30, but they charge the person putting it in $200 for the part. Okay? It was something like that. So just so that you guys are aware of it, that happens. Okay? It's not just made up. They do this actual thing that if I have to get something from a different part or a different place, I'm going to mark it up so that way I make my profit too. Some wholesalers and manufacturers publish only the list prices and the net prices in their catalogs or on the websites. If you know the net and list prices, you can compute the trade discount rate. These are the formulas. Trade discount equals the list price multiplied by the trade discount rate. And then to figure out the net price, which again, the net price is how much you are going to pay for it from that wholesaler. You take the list price minus the trade discount. And then if we have to find the trade discount rate, then you take the trade discount and divide it by the list price. Now, the last one up there, just so that you guys know, trade discount rate will be listed as a percent. So if they say, what's the trade discount rate? You're going to get a decimal, but that decimal needs to be moved over 2 spots, and therefore you're making it as a percent. So if it says, what's the trade discount rate? Those answers should be in the form of a percent. Okay, so again, if they want, what's the trade discount? They're going to take the list price and multiply it by the trade discount rate, which will give you a percentage. Then to find the net price, you take the list price minus the trade discount. If they give you or want to find the trade discount rate, then you take the list price, you find the trade discount, and then you divide it by the list price and make it as a percent. Okay? So, on number 1, it says, find the trade discount and the net price. And it says on there the list price of paint is $24. The trade discount rate is 30%. Okay? So first of all, what is 24 times 30%? Do I move the decimal, first of all? I do, right? So I take 24 times 0.3, and we got 7.2, or $7.20. That is my trade discount. That means that's how much money I'm going to save. So my net price, then you take the list price of $24, and you subtract $7.20. So what is $24 minus $7.20? $16.80. That's part B. For about half. Number 2 says the list price of glue is $34.60, and the trade discount rate is 25%. Now, when they're talking about glue being $34.60, they're probably not talking about your school Elmer's glue. They're probably referring to, and if I'm going to guess for that amount of price or that price, it's probably tile glue, like the kind of glue that you use to tile floors. Okay. So first thing I'd have to do, take $34.60 times 25%, or times by 0.25, and how much money is that? $8.65. Okay, that's how much the trade discount is. Then from here to get the net price, we're going to take $34.60 and subtract $8.65 from it. And how much was my net price? How much? $25.95. So here's what was happening with that problem, just to let you guys know. When they say that it's a percent like that, that's how much we're going to save. This is how much it's going to cost me, but I'm going to sell it to you for this. That's what's happening. It cost me $25.95 to buy it from Elmer's, but I'm selling it to you for $34.60. So what does that mean for me is I'm making $8.65 off of that glue. Okay? Then, on page 518, here's where it's a little bit different, because now they want the trade discount and the trade discount rate. But the trade discounts done a little bit differently. Okay? When it says the list price of a window is $240 and the net price is $168, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to subtract those two numbers. What is 240 minus 168? 72. Huh? So that's your trade discount. That's part A. Part B now is you take that $72 and you divide it by the list price. Now, what's happened in the past, why people get this wrong, is they divide it by the wrong number. The list price is how much I'm going to sell it to you for, not how much I buy it, how much I'm selling it to you for. So it's the 240, not the 168. When you get that, you should get a decimal. What decimal do you get? 0.3? Okay, and again, that's not, that type of answer needs to be reported as a percent because it's asking for a rate. So therefore, 2 spaces over. And how much percent is that? 30. So part B is 30%. Part A was $72. Number 2, the list price for a lawnmower is $420, and the net price is $315. What's 420 minus 315? 105. That is your trade discount. Then to get the rate, we take 105 divided by 420. 105 divided by 420 as a percent is how much? So 0.25. And then when we move it as 2 spaces over, it becomes 25%. What do you think? Okay, so if you look at the rest of it, when they give you the percentages, that's like the first ones. So 5 through 11 is like the first ones where you have to multiply first and then subtract. Then on the second ones, 12 through 18, that's where you're subtracting first and then dividing by the list price to get the percentage. Okay? Is everybody all right with that? All right. So on page 517 to 518,